What's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against his cheeks. I heard the struggling to take. I heard being like, yeah, Daddy. Like, when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. I kept the phone there and I recorded all that shit because I was like, this Diddy.
Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion.
Hello? Cassie? Listen, baby, listen. Diddy, sorry, baby. Diddy is sorry. Hello? Hello? Cassie?
It's bad boy, bitch.
So I know that I've been away for a few days, right? But y'all didn't honestly think that I was gonna let this whole P.Diddy situation ride off into the sunset without an honorable mention. Did y'all? Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. Listen, let me start this off with a question for you all, okay? I got a question for you all, yeah. I want to get into the headspace of all of you out there. I want you all to imagine being a wealthy citizen in the United States of America. And by wealthy, I mean rich beyond your wildest dreams. You can go anywhere. You can do anything you want. Apparently, whoever you want. I'm just kidding. That was too far. You can't do whoever you want, obviously. So you've got all this money and wealth, right? But let's take it a step further. Let's add another caveat to this entire scenario. Because you're not just wealthy. You're also a brand. You're also a music mogul. You're also an icon in the record industry with connections and ties to celebrities all over the world. See, I want to be very clear, all right? I want to be very, very, very clear. There's a difference in being wealthy and being wealthy with notoriety and power. There's millionaires out there that we've never heard of and will never know existed. They will die and we will never have heard of them. Those types of people, even as a multimillionaire, they don't have the kind of pull and power that somebody like the P. Diddler has. This is on a completely different level. Y'all familiar with Kanye, right? He made a song titled "No One Man Should Have All That Power." Incredible record. Incredible record. But the original quote came from what happened back in the late 50s, when arguably the greatest black leader of men displayed what real fucking power is. See, Malcolm X, didn't have the millions of dollars of wealth, right? He didn't have the millions of of a Jeff Bezos, billions even, right? But he had something that many millionaires wish that they had. He had the power during a time when the Nation of Islam was making waves with their unity. A man by the name of Johnson Hinton was brutally attacked and assaulted by white policemen. They cracked his skull open, had him bleeding out, and they offered him no aid whatsoever, right? But there was another member there from the nation, and he was the one responsible for putting the call out. They hauled that Brother Johnson Hinton, off to the station, again, without medical care or assistance. and that man was still bleeding from his fucking skull. But eventually, Malcolm shows up down to the station. Basically says, yo, where my man at? I need to see him. And so, they lied to him. Said he wasn't there. And long story short, Malcolm had to flex his power a little bit. And what started out as just Malcolm and basically about 50 other people grew to 4,000, over 4,000 people standing out there. That's power. And so once Malcolm had received his satisfactory answer and response from the police lieutenant, who assured him that Brother Johnson Hinton was getting aid, the lieutenant told Malcolm that he needed to disperse the crowd. In other words, the police force was shitting themselves, all right? A new fear had been unlocked. They were inside basically saying, what the fuck are we going to do? We've never seen this many blacks congregate and stand in solidarity and unity. And so Malcolm smelled it. He smelled the fear. And so with one single hand gesture, he displayed just a glimpse of what real power was. And they dispersed. The mob dispersed. And that is where the saying comes from, because once the lieutenant witnessed what a real true display of power was before his very eyes, he then gave the world the infamous line that it was too much power for one man to have. So they had to get Malcolm up out of there. But listen, I said all that to say, Jeff Bezos don't have that kind of power. Jeff Bezos don't have that. There's a difference. There's a fundamental difference. But some people don't know what to do with that power. Some people misuse it and abuse it. And y'all know what Uncle Ben told Peter Parker. For my comic book fans, with great power comes great responsibility. And unfortunately, it's looking more and more like P.Diddy has been one massively irresponsible example of what it looks like when power is in the wrong goddamn hands. Let's get to the allegations. In case you've been stuck in R. Kelly's basement or something, let me recap all of the very real allegations that Sean P.Diddy Combs is facing today. Found this article which covers a lot of it, and honestly, this is not even all of it. All right, I don't even think these are all of the allegations that are going to come forth, especially by the time that this is said and done. But let's get into this article. So, Sean Diddy Combs, a rapper and music mogul credited with helping launch the careers of some of the biggest stars in recent years, is now facing multiple civil lawsuits accusing him of sex trafficking, sexual abuse, and that R word that YouTube doesn't really like us saying for some stupid reason. Combs, formerly known as Puff Daddy, he's still known as that. What do they mean formerly? P. Diddy and a host of other names has undergone a myriad of reinventions since the start of his career. Ain't that the truth? But has since entered a new and unwelcome era. Federal agents with U.S. Homeland Security raided two of the rapper's houses in Los Angeles and Miami on the 25th of March as he faces a string of varying accusations. Ladies and gentlemen, this picture right here, this is a real photo of of how the police showed up. Hold on, let me click on this. This is a real photo of how the police actually showed up to P. Diddy's house. Yo, they act like they coming to arrest RoboCop. You would think that they was coming to see about Thor or somebody from them. Y'all would think that Thanos was inside of one of these houses the way that they showed up. Like, what were they expecting? Like, if this is not one of the biggest waste of our resources that I've ever seen in my fucking life, this is how they showed up. What did they think that they was going to be met with? Rambo? Who the fuck did they think was coming out? What did they... Leave it to our authorities to go dramatically over these scary ass cops. Leave it to them to go over Man, this is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, listen, there's more. That's Cassie there, for those that don't know. Beautiful woman. Beautiful lady. Beautiful lady. Let's get back to the article, shall we? So Combs, age 54. Damn, he's that old? Jesus Christ, man. 54. He is 6 years away from being 60 years old. That is nuts. Combs, 54, has strongly denied all of the allegations against him. His attorneys have branded lawsuits and their accusations as money grabs, baseless, and sickening. The entertainer has not been formally charged or accused by federal prosecutors of any crime, and that is important. We're going to get to that later. I just want to show you what's attached to some of these articles, okay? See, Diddy seen in Miami as more allegations come out after Homeland Security raid. Yeah, so recently he's been seen out in Miami, and he's just hanging out. He's hanging out. Like, he's not, he doesn't appear to be worried, right? But you might say he's showing face, right? Because what the hell else are you going to do when you got cameras on you everywhere and you're all in every headline across America? What else are you going to do but show face and save face, right? But he's worried, okay? I've seen some other shots of him and pictures that were taken where he was unaware of them. And he was pacing back and forth in one of the videos. He's worried, all right? Look at this. Look at what's happening. It says infamous 1999 shooting could be reinvestigated as part of federal probe into Sean Diddy Combs. He has really opened up a wormhole. So it says the new lawsuits come months after Combs' former partner, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit against him in November. She accused him of raping her in, I gotta bleep that out, in 2018, beating her, demanding she carry a firearm to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and forcing her into unwanted sexual encounters with male sex workers. Now, listen, I understand that this is a touchy subject for a lot of people, but you're not going to convince me as an adult that you have no liability. Like, you lack complete and all liability for ending up or for being in one of these situations. You're not going to convince me of that. Not going to happen. Anyway, it says Ms. Ventura's lawsuit against Combs was settled a day after she filed it for an undisclosed amount of money. We all know that she got broke off some millions, okay? And it wasn't single-digit millions either. The slew of allegations and lawsuits against Combs date as far back as the 1990s when he founded his own record label, Bad Boy Records. All the allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. So, Cassie was the one that started it out, right? We remember that. Back in November, the New York Adult Survivors Act was basically coming to a close. And so, with it expiring, what did it do? It forced a lot of people out from the shadows. Is basically they wanted to get their cases filed before they could no longer do so before that time was up. And that's exactly what happened. Cassie started it off. R&B singer Cassie, whose full name is Cassandra Ventura, filed a lawsuit in 2023 alleging she was trafficked, R-worded, and beaten by Combs on many occasions over the course of 10 years. Listen to me, y'all. For 10 years, you want to tell me, you want to convince me that for 10 years you were abused. And we see all of these pictures and photos of you with Puffy out in the press, out in public areas. At no time were you yelling at the top of your lungs, somebody come save me. Somebody come get me from P. Diddy. He abusing me behind closed doors, y'all. At no time did you ever cry out for anything. Can we keep it real here? Can we be fucking real? Can we be fucking for real? Cassie got with P. Diddy because she wanted to launch a music career. That music career largely failed. She's only known for 1 or 2 songs. The girl cannot sing a goddamn note. She cannot sing. She has no talent. Yet, she was pushed out and thrown into the spotlight because of Diddy. Let's keep it all the way real. She would not have had an opportunity if she was not attached to Puffy, because the girl has no talent. I don't care how y'all feel about it. That girl cannot sing. Have y'all heard her live? Oh my God. It's a travesty. It's a travesty. All right. So anyway, lawsuit claimed that he brought the singer into his ostentatious, fast-paced, and drug-fueled lifestyle not long after she met him and signed her to his label in 2005 when she was just 19 and he was 37 years old. Listen to me, y'all. I'm glad that they put it in this article because he signed her to his label. The talentless hack that she was signed her to his label when the girl couldn't sing, definitely couldn't dance, couldn't write music, but signed her anyway. You know what you was there for. You knew what you was there for. See, here's what I'm not going to do. Here's what we're not going to do on this channel. Here's what I don't do. So if y'all looking for somebody to just come on here and bash all the men and refuse to hold the women accountable for the part that they took and they had in this, that's not here. You're not gonna find that here. Because I'm telling y'all that Cassie is just as guilty for being in the situation that she was in as P. Diddy is and as he was. We're gonna keep it all the way. We're gonna keep it all the way. Ms. Ventura said that the pattern of abuse began as soon as the relationship started. So you want us to believe that as soon as you got with Diddy, the abuse started immediately and you still stuck around for a decade? You stayed in the house getting beat on, according to you, allegedly. According to Cassie, she stuck around for 10 years is a long time. 1 year is a long time. I know it don't seem like it. But 1 year is a long time. But 10? Not one of those years did you ever see a chance to escape this abuse that you were under, right? I know. The lawsuit against Combs was settled the day after she filed. We already read that. Listen, that's Cassie there. Beautiful girl. They settled. Let's get to the next accusation. Lil Rod Jones. In the most recent lawsuit against Combs, filed on the 26th of February, 2024, this year, in New York, producer Lil Rod Jones alleged he was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction, and that he was forced to engage in relations with sex workers Combs had hired. So you mean to tell me, as a grown-ass man, you were in a room where a man pointed and directed other men to come over there and touch and feel on your little balls. And you was like, there's nothing I can do. I guess I just gotta let ya. And you pulled them pants down. I told y'all we gonna be, listen, I'm not sugarcoating shit. We don't do that on this. We don't do that here. You want us to believe that as a grown man, you stood in a room with other men and allowed one man to tell his associates and his homies to come over there and fill you up, and there was nothing you could do about it. You just had to take it. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it did or didn't. This is what he said. We can only go off what he said, right? So I'm not saying it didn't happen. What I'm saying is, nigga, if you don't grab your fucking testicles and walk the fuck out the door. But see, that's the other part of it, though. That's the other part of it. See, what these people are not telling you, what they're not telling you is that, yeah, we went through all of this stuff. Yeah, we were put in all of these situations that we were quote unquote uncomfortable with. But what did you get out the deal? You did it for a reason. You did it to get status. You did it to promote yourself, to get where you wanted. Because you thought that if you did these things, then it would put you in an advantageous situation fiscally, right? Can we keep it real? Why don't they include that in there? Why they don't include that in there as a grown-ass man that you allow other men to fondle you at the behest of another man? And you didn't say a fucking word. The producer who worked for Combs between September 2022 and November of 2023 claimed Combs sexually harassed him, drugged, and threatened him for more than a year. So for more than a year as a grown man, you put up with this abuse. Y'all can't. Play with your mama. Don't play with me, man. He said he has video and audio evidence of Combs, his staff, and others engaging in serious illegal activity. The lawsuit identified rapper 50 Cent's former girlfriend, and the mother of one of his children, Daphne Joy, as one of the alleged sex workers. And that is where we get to the beef between 50 and Puff. If y'all have been connected to any type of social media, especially Instagram, 50 has been going absolutely nuts, and it's hilarious. It's no wonder he got shot 9 times, because this guy is he's absolutely hilarious. But he has been going non-stop once he found out this little tad bit of information. Once he found out that Daphne Joy was listed as one of the names and sex workers that work for Diddy, oh my God. He hasn't stopped since. He hasn't let up since. He is since 50 Cent has sealed. Curtis Jackson has since filed for full custody of their child. And I'm going to tell y'all, with all of this ammo that he has now, it's not looking good for Miss Joy. This what y'all doing? Y'all agreeing to be slutted out? Because you connected to a billionaire? To a millionaire? Yeah. Now Daphne Joy done came out and said that she's hurt and she came out with all this stuff, but she ain't say it was a lie. No, I take that back. She did. But we don't believe that. We don't believe it at all. You was out there tricking. It's bad boy, bitch. You was out there tricking. The lawsuit also alleges that Combs regularly hosted sex trafficking parties. Y'all, listen. I don't want to laugh at this because it's not funny. But I have never in my life, until this moment, right now, as I sit before you, I have never in my life heard of a sex trafficking party. What exactly is... Never mind. Don't worry about it. With underage women and illegal drugs, and implies record label executives who looked the other way financially benefited from access to celebrities and dignitaries, including the British royal Prince Harry. They got a Prince Harry involved in this? Prince Harry out there giving up the yams? Can I get to the yams? Sweet yams. God, they done showed him the way. Prince Harry is not accused of any wrongdoing or of attending parties himself. Okay, all right. I take that back, y'all. Apparently, Prince Harry didn't give up the yams. Combs' attorney told the Los Angeles Times that the lawsuit contains reckless name-dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not occur. Of course they didn't. Of course. Let's get on to the next one. Let's get on to the next allegation right here. Joy Dickerson Neal. In November of 2023, Joy Dickerson Neal filed a lawsuit alleging that Combs drugged her, sexually assaulted her, and secretly recorded the assault while she was a college student in 1991. In 1991? What year are we in? Chick, you waited. Is my math off? Hold on. 9% carried to 1. You waited over 30 years? You waited over 30 years. Listen, I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Because honestly, What it really means is that anybody can come forward and say anything happened several years ago. How the hell we know? How the hell you gonna prove it? But that's exactly what's happening. Dig discipline. I keep telling y'all on this channel, it's important. Men, learn how to control that thing. Learn how to control your impulses and emotions as a man. I beat it into my son's head all the time, not figuratively. But dig discipline. It's important. It's important. Y'all think it's a joke. It's not a game. Once you learn how to control that, you can run the world. You can do anything once you learn to dig discipline. When you don't have it, this is what happens. You end up in these positions, especially when you have money. She claimed that Combs pushed her to go to dinner with him, and she agreed reluctantly. Oh my God, bro. All right, here we have another situation. Let's get this straight. Let's get it, let's put it out there. Scenario time, right? Ladies, a man offers you to go to dinner. You don't really want to. You don't like him. You don't really find him attractive, okay? You don't really find him interesting. You don't think that he's the man for you. You're generally just turned off by him. Do you then, A, say, okay, let's go on a date, or B, take your goofy ass home, block his number, and continue on with it? What are we talking about? Saying she claimed that Combs pushed her to go to how he do it? What he did? What he did? Did he call the goons and say, look, I need y'all to go grab her up, throw her in the car, and tell her if she don't show up on a date with me, then it's curtains. What? How did it happen? How does somebody force you to go on a dinner date with them? Maybe y'all smarter than me. Maybe somebody smarter than me can explain it to me in the comments. I'll be reading. Again, which is when she alleges she was drugged. She was drugged after reluctantly going on this date, resulting in her being in a physical state where she could not independently stand or walk. The suit also claims he recorded the assault and showed it to other people. If he did that, then that's sick. She later filed police reports in New York and New Jersey, spoke to prosecutors, but was told by colleagues they were terrified that Combs would retaliate against them and that they would lose future business and music opportunities if they made a statement in support of her. That's power. We right back. That's power. That's power. More women come forward. Since November, 3 more women have come forward with lawsuits in the Southern District of New York alleging that they were sexually assaulted by Combs, according to NBC News. 2 of the women said that they were teenagers at the time of the alleged assaults. If y'all was teenagers, what the hell was y'all doing with him and not at home somewhere with y'all moms and dads? Anonymous plaintiff. In November, an anonymous plaintiff accused Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of R-wording her and a friend in 1990. So they got 2 of y'all 30 years ago. Again, 30. What is going on? What was going on 30 years ago? Diddler, what was you out there doing? Diddler was, man, after meeting at a MCA Records event in New York where the singers were very flirtatious and handsy and offered them drinks. So again, I'm sorry, but we're back here. So you go to an event that's supposed to be an opportunity for you to advance whatever music career that you're trying to seek, and you meet somebody and they get flirtatious and handsy with you. How do you not nip that problem in the bud right then and there and say, hey, listen, I don't know what you're into, but that's not me. Oh, I'll tell you what happened. Here's what happened. They got flirtatious and handsy with them, right? They got handsy with them, but because they recognized who they were and said, oh, this is a powerful man, I can use this to my advantage. Come on, man. Come on, man. And Diddy, you dumb as hell if you did this and you fell for the trap. The suit alleges that Combs and Hall invited the women to Hall's apartment for an after party where the plaintiff was offered more drinks and was coerced into having sex with Combs. So you did it willingly. Coerce means that you still chose to do it, right? Right? That's what that means, right? Okay. And was shocked and traumatized afterwards. Oh my God. Oh my God. You dicked me down. I can't believe it. I can't believe I gave it up. And you said yes. What the? Get the fuck out of here, man. Afterwards, Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced Jane Doe to have sex with him as well, according to Rolling Stone. After she spoke to her friend, the plaintiff allegedly found out she had also been forced. All right. A few days later, Combs allegedly visited the plaintiff and her friend at a home where they were staying, where he became irate and began assaulting and choking Jane Doe to the point that she passed out. How is this person that R-worded you allowed to just show up wherever you are, all nilly-willy without a problem? You didn't call the police. You didn't tell anybody, none of your friends or something. Listen, I've been assaulted. This is what I'm talking about. Where is the accountability on their parts? Where is the accountability? We got into the now we got everybody running in the victimhood Olympics. I am a victim too. I'm a victim too. No, you're a dumbass too. That's what you are. Y'all know the game when y'all go home with these men, with these rich and powerful men. Y'all know what it is. There's another unnamed accuser, Jane Doe. In December, Combs was hit with another lawsuit which claimed he had drugged and gang R-worded a 17-year-old girl in 2003. The plaintiff identified as Jane Doe accused Combs of applying with her drugs and alcohol at his New York studio and then R-worded her along with two associates. So he just, how does that work? He just R-worded three of y'all? He just, what, how? What, he just tell y'all to line up? Get in the line and I'm just going to go single file? Again, what is happening, bro? We all know what Sean Combs' response is. I don't even need to read that. He said I didn't do it, basically. But listen, right here, I'm glad they put this right here. This is Usher, okay? Usher Raymond, who we all know has been very closely tied to P. Diddy over the course of his music career. And I want y'all to listen to this clip that everybody has dug up. I told y'all, digital footprints. Everything you say is being recorded. It's being watched. Especially when you're a goddamn superstar celebrity. So they went and found this footage from Usher on the Howard Stern show. Listen to what he said.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
I want y'all to understand.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas?
I want y'all, we're going to watch that clip too. I want y'all to understand the severity of that. Usher says that he was just 13 years old, a minor. He was just 13 years old when he was at Diddy's house, basically seeing all of these things that was going on behind the scenes. So basically, Usher is saying, I was there when all the wild parties was going on. I was there when chicks was getting bust down in a row. I was there when the drugs was being facilitated throughout the room. I was there when some of the most powerful execs and musical directors was in the room partaking of all these things happening. And he said he was overwhelmed. Of course, at 13, you're overwhelmed. Of course, at 13, you're overwhelmed. You just found out how your penis even works. Of course, you're overwhelmed. 13. My question is, at 13, what are you doing with another grown man's house? This has the Nickelodeon doc written all over it. It has a Nickelodeon doc, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second too. Says we have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies, he said. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them. I want to watch this little clip with Justin Bieber.
Everything starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
My number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. You heard that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm here to because you've been a big supporter of mine on Joseph's side. This right here is my young brother right here. He's been a big supporter of mine. My album's coming out, and we got the crew going around now.
So that was obviously a joke, but I think there was some seriousness in there too. By the way, Justin Bieber was on his latest album, I believe, as well. Yes, one of the best records on that album. But again, here you have a young Justin Bieber. Why are you at the home, staying the night at the homes of these men? Like y'all not working. Y'all can do whatever y'all need to do at the studio as a parent and as a father. But see, that's the other part of it that nobody wants to address and talk about. Nobody wanted to address and talk about why Aaliyah was hanging out at the young age that she was with all of these old ass men. Nobody want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about the parents, how the parents played a hand in that, of how Aaliyah is with R. Kelly. We don't want to talk about that piece. We don't want to talk about how the parents basically shoveled their children off to these grown-ass men and let them stay with them and go all over, wherever they take them, wherever they wanted to, and do whatever they wanted to with them, as long as they found success and clout from it. We don't talk about that piece of it. Where's the accountability of the goddamn parents? Would you all all out there who have children, would you allow your kid who is 13 years old to go with another man and stay at his house? In the music industry? All right. I went ahead and looked up how much P.Diddy was worth. I wanted to give you all a real time broad scope of exactly how much money we're talking about being moved here. And I think this is inaccurate, which whenever you look up net worth on Google, you're always going to get an inaccurate number. It could be less, it could be more, right? Who we don't really fucking know. But it says that he has a net worth of $800 million. Okay. What we know for sure, I don't know whether that number is right or wrong, but what we know for damn sure is that he is definitely one of the richest moguls in the entire country, and that he has benefited off of bringing several people into the music industry, and he is responsible for introducing several of today's stars to the music business and ushering in their careers. Now, I'm going to tell you all what I think about all of this personally, all right? Because I'm not going to read all this. Yeah, I'm not reading all that. I'm going to tell y'all what I think about this personally. This is basically an article of how he got started. They mentioned his downfall. They mentioned him getting fired from his label, Uptown, back in 1993. And they move on to where he eventually founded Bad Boy Records. But y'all can go read that. For those of you that don't know, a lot of you already know this information. But listen, I'm going to tell you what I think about all this. Here's what I think. I think it's very odd, okay? Well, let me start off with my stance on Puffy. I think that once you get to a level where you have so much money, it's almost like a crackhead, right? Shout out to all my Wall Street trappers. It's almost like a crackhead, right? Before they're a crackhead, they get that hit and they're on a high. And that high is remarkable. It's incredible. It's great. It's phenomenal. That first hit, right? At least that's how they describe it. I don't know. I've never done drugs in my life. But they describe it as being phenomenal, otherworldly, out-of-body experience, right? Oftentimes you hear that. The second hit is much like the first. Not quite as good because nothing is good as the first time, right? Shout out to Sade. Shout out to Sade. But the third and fourth hit, and subsequently the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, the more that they continue to divest themselves into that experience, the less powerful that experience is, right? Because naturally, you're chasing from that very first high, you're chasing that high in all of your sessions after it, right? You're chasing that initial high and you're never going to find it. You're never going to catch it. So they do more. They become more brazen. They become mixing things. They become, oh, I need to get high and I need to incorporate something else now. Or I need to get high while doing another activity. So I need anything to capture that first initial high. And I liken being a millionaire with no dick discipline in much the same way. I liken being a multimillionaire with the power, with the type of power that Sean Combs has, in much the same way as being a crackhead. He was chasing from that very first time that he found out, oh, I can get away with this? Wait a minute. Oh, I can do this and get away with it? These chicks don't let me bust them down? And sniff a line off their ass crack? I can do this? Wait a minute. What else can I do? Wait a minute. How much further can I toe the line? What? How much is too much? I liken his life up to this point to being exactly like the crackheads. Always chasing that first initial high of finding out how much power he has. And if he is guilty of these things, then obviously I think that, well, justice should happen. Now, do I think it will happen? That's another thing entirely. Because I find it interesting that they're doing all these things, right? And I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and they were talking on there about how Homeland Security doesn't really show up unless they have something solid and concrete, right? Well, I find it interesting that Homeland Security showed up at multiple residences that he owns, or multiple houses that he owns, and no allegations have been brought forth. He hasn't been charged with anything. Now, do I think it's over? Hell no. In fact, part of me didn't even want to do this video because I'm waiting on the ball to drop. I'm waiting on the rest of it to come out. I'm waiting on the rest of it to come out. This ain't done. This is nowhere near done. I think this is going to take several years. Several years to get to the bottom of this and solve this and come up with some type of conclusion. Do I think that he'll do time? Possibly, yeah. Do I think it'll be a lot of time? No, I don't. But this is what happens when you have power and don't know how to use it effectively because you have no control. Now, here's the other part of that I have a problem with. Here's the part that I have a problem with. Prior to this happening, they released a full 3-part documentary on HBO Max about Nickelodeon and the stars that were on there dealing with abuse over the course of several years to decades. And we have not heard a peep out of any of those allegations. I can't even call them allegations. They were facts, because you had a grown-ass man admitting to abusing a child. You have a grown-ass man on there admitting to being a pedophile, and we've heard nothing of it. This has completely overtaken and overshadowed that Nickelodeon doc. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend y'all go see it. I'm going to do a breakdown of that one as well. But go watch. It's a great watch, but it's a hard watch. Looking at what these kids endured, and the people that worked for Dan Snyder, and the people that worked under his team and were subjected to all these other pedophiles that were working with him. And Dan Snyder is just walking around happy and free. Seen him the other day, as fat as an ox, as a whale, just enjoying life, kick back. And we've heard nothing. And I find it strange. I find it odd that they're going so hard on Diddy and throwing all of this information out there for public consumption. Yet the people who are actually convicted of wrongdoing have disappeared into the shadows. The man that was accused of abusing Drake Bell, they gave him 6 years, y'all, and he walked. 6 years, and he just got out and disappeared into the shadows. We've heard nothing. So yes, I find it odd. I find it strange. But hey, that's the American way, right? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. We are not done with this. Of course, this is an ongoing situation. I did want to wait to do this video because I wanted to get as much information as I could possibly get. Like I said, there will be more. No doubt about it. There's more to come for it. But hey, shout out to y'all sex workers out there, you know. I guess doing whatever y'all felt like y'all had to do. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. And I'll see y'all in the next video. We're going to stick around. We're going to stick to this and see what happens. Later.